Now, today I am going to be reading Read Now, Book 5. And here with me is my kitten, Tida. He is also going to listen and he's going to improve his accent. So now, Tida, stay here. Don't go over there. Sit down. Sit down. Good job. Okay, so let's start. Oh, be careful, Tida. Don't do that. Come over here. Yeah, good job. Okay. Page 13, Chapter 2, The Pony Express. The first settlers of America lived along the coast and did not go far from the sea because of the great forests and high mountains that barred their way. After a while, however, some brave hunters and fur traders began to travel beyond the forests and mountains. Quite often, they returned with wonderful stories about the rich land and the wild animals they had seen. It was not long before many families made up their minds to go together to this wonderful land that lay on the other side of the mountains. It was a very dangerous journey, as they had to fight against the Native Americans and band of robbers. When they found a good place to make their homes, they joined together to build log cabins for each other. In this way, little villages and towns sprang up all over the country. As people were eager to hear news of their friends, men were hired to carry letters from one place to another. These postmen did not start out until they had gathered enough letters to pay for the trip. People complained about them, as they sometimes took months to deliver a letter. Stagecoaches were next used to carry passengers, goods, and mail between the towns. Even this was too slow for important letters and messages. To meet the wishes of the people for a speedy life and safe delivery of letters, the Pony Express was started. A company bought 500 swift-strong ponies and built a chain of offices and stables between the east and the west. They also hired 80 of the best horsemen in the country. These pony riders had to be brave, clever, and cool in times of danger. Each rider had his own run and had to cover the distance between two stations, which were usually about 50 miles apart. They changed their horses every 15 miles, and they made no stop to eat or rest until they reached the end of their journey. The letters were wrapped in oiled silk because the express rider had to sometimes swim streams in order to avoid danger. He carried these silk-covered bundles into small leather pouches strapped to the saddle. These brave riders faced many hardships and dangers. No matter how cold or stormy the weather was, they had to be ready to leap into the saddle and dash forward to the next station. They had to find their way over lonely and dangerous trails. Often, bands of Native Americans or robbers would attack them, and they would narrowly escape with their lives. The best known of the Pony Express riders was William F. Cody, better known as Buffalo Bill. He had to seek work when he was 14 years of age because of his father's death. One day, young Cody met a man who was hoping to start the Pony Express company. "Cody," said the man, "we are starting the Pony Express in a very dangerous part of the country. It will be hard and exciting work, and we are looking for only the best and most fearless riders. Will you take the job?" As the pay was very good and he had his mother and younger siblings to support, Cody answered at once, "Thanks. I'll be glad to start working right away." It was not long until Cody made the longest Pony Express ride on record. After a trip of more than 100 miles, He reached the station. He reached the station only to find that the next rider had been killed by Native Americans. There was no one to go on with the mail. This brave lad felt that it was his duty to do so. He changed ponies and went off on another long, dangerous ride. Cody nearly lost his life on this part of the journey. Shortly after leaving the station, he was ambushed by a band of Native Americans on the warpath. Page 18. They surrounded him, but he escaped by suddenly lying flat on his horse and charging through them. There was a long and exciting chase, but he managed to avoid capture. When he arrived at the next station, Cody discovered that he must return at once with a very important message. Off he went again, and by the same way as he had come, and although he was very tired and weary, the mail was delivered on time. In all, he had ridden about 300 miles, stopping only to change to fresh ponies. With the coming of the railway and telegraph, the Pony Express stopped, as it was no longer needed. William Cody soon found a job with the railway company. He hunted and killed buffaloes in order to supply meat to the men who were building the railway. That was how he came to be called Buffalo Bill. The end. Thank you guys. Bye.